Our other big story tonight, a Friday afternoon, many will never forget as a 6-year-old student pulls out a gun and shoots his teacher at Richneck Elementary School. Tomorrow will mark 1 year since the shooting that stunned the community and made national headlines. Even with the shooter's mother locked up and changes made to security in Newport News schools in the month that followed, the scars continue to run deep for students, parents, and Abby Zwerner, the teacher who was shot that day. And just into the wavy newsroom, the Newport News School Board just filed a workers' compensation claim on behalf of Abby Zwerner without her permission. That is according to her attorneys. Zwerner has a $40 million lawsuit pending against the board. Her attorneys argue the shooting does not fall under workers' comp qualifications. And Abby Zwerner spoke with local reporters for the first time this week about the day she says is a day she'll never forget. 10 on your side's Amy Avery is here now with more of the conversation. Amy.
Well, Abby Zwerner says she currently lives with PTSD and frequently has flashbacks of the little boy shooting her at the front of her classroom. She still has bullet fragments in her upper left chest and scars she says will likely never go away.
Every teacher in Newport News and every teacher in Virginia shouldn't have to expect this kind of violence.
Former first grade teacher Abby Zwerner had no idea her teaching career would abruptly come to a halt on January 6, 2023. 1 year later, she still remembers that day pretty vividly.
The student's look on his face when he pulled out the firearm and pointed it right at me, and the look after the firearm went off. It's traumatic, horrifying.
One of Abby's 6-year-old students got a hold of his mother's gun and pulled the trigger. Abby has had to face the child's mother, Daisha Taylor, in court several times, most recently when she read her victim impact statement talking about how the shooting changed her life.
It made me feel like I had a voice.
Throughout the day of the shooting, according to court filings, Abby tried to warn administrators that the child may have had a gun. We asked her, looking back, if there was anything she'd do differently.
And I know Abby relied on the protocol. She did what she thought was right, and the school was put on notice multiple times that day, and they failed each and every single time.
You couldn't call 911 yourself?
I did what I was expected to do.
And as for Saturday, the 1 year mark, Abby says she's not sure how she plans to spend her day just yet.
I only know that I don't want to be alone. You know, I don't know what emotions will come over me. I don't know what flashbacks I'm gonna have.
Now, Abby told us she isn't ready to speak publicly about her new career path just yet, but she does have plans in the making. And the jury trial is set for Abby's case of January of 2025.
Amy, thank you. We're also hearing from a reading specialist that rushed inside Abby Zwerner's classroom when she heard that gunshots, and she held the 6-year-old down after the shooting. Lauren Moss here with that interview. Lauren.
Yeah, Amy Kovac says she walked into that classroom 1 year ago because she knew Abby Zwerner, the other children, and the 6-year-old needed her. She wanted to make sure the little boy didn't hurt anyone else. Looking back a year later, she wishes that it never happened.
Amy Kovac, a reading specialist, finished up her work helping with state testing.
That is where we heard a shot go off.
She rushed towards the sound coming from Abby Zwerner's classroom.
I saw the door open, the kids running across, and I walked in. Abby was on my side, and I saw blood on her, and he was standing there.
She knew him. This student worked one-on-one with her every morning.
He didn't fight me. We went right to the front, and I called 911. I was just like, this is Richneck. A teacher's been shot, and we need the police. We were just waiting, and it felt like eternity.
She remembers what the little boy was shouting.
He shot her and took the gun and put it in his bag the night before.
Authorities came in and took the 6-year-old boy into custody. She told police everything.
Right before Christmas break, it was decided that we were going to change his modified hours because he was making gains.
She says this change caused behavioral issues.
And his teacher came into the AP's office and was like, I just want to let you know he's off today. By the time I get down to the hall, 2 little girls come out. And it was like, he's saying he has this object in his book bag.
While the kids were playing outside, Kovac took a look inside.
Nothing was in the bag.
She says Zwerner let her know he had something with him at recess.
I go outside thinking he'll come to me. He wouldn't come to me. I had to leave. I had to go test. The first grade teacher and the counselor all tried to intervene.
After she finished testing, That's when the tragedy happened.
It's sad. It's sad for him. It's sad for the parents and the children in that room. Really sad for Abby. I just pray that our school system, our country, our world learns from this